Hi, my name is Sarah Nielsen. Let's talk about the relationship with food. Depending on where you're watching this, you can view this video at Facebook, Intuitive Eating Free Education Group, Counseling with Sarah Nielsen, also on Facebook, July Moon on Instagram, or on YouTube, Tales of Psychotherapists. So today I wanted to talk briefly about a few more starting tips, and really it's for anybody anywhere on their journey, to be honest with you. Any of these things you can integrate. So there's three things I want to talk about today. One is, and I did mention this in a previous video, a routine. Starting a routine. That is a great place to begin when you are working on your relationship with food. Now, you may think, but Sarah, isn't that counterintuitive to intuitive eating? It can be. It gets pretty messy, right? Clear as mud is the phrase. So when you are early in your journey, it is okay to schedule some routine eating times. And you can then utilize those times to determine your hunger and full levels to then further guide you. But for a lot of people, when they are early in their journey, or potentially after like relapse, things like that nature, they can be out of cue with their hunger and their full, and we can get caught up and busy and forget to eat, purposely not eat, deny our hunger, things of that nature. So it's good to get back on a routine with eating. So you may set a reminder alarm that hopefully you won't dismiss to remind yourself: breakfast, lunch, dinner, a couple snacks. You could also just schedule several small meals throughout the day. You don't have to do breakfast, lunch, dinner, okay? If you're doing small meals, you're gonna do it more frequently, right? But you can kind of figure out what works best for you in that journey. And then when you set that alarm, that is a good time to tune into your body and evaluate and discover where your hunger and your full levels are. And if you're having a really hard time getting in touch with your hunger, you may want to go ahead and eat something. Sometimes it takes a while to get that back. As I always say, the TV's not broken, it's muted, and we've got to turn the volume back up. So it would or could be easy for people to set an alarm and then just say, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry. And it could be very easy to go into that pattern. So therefore, I would encourage you to go ahead and eat a little something anyways. And I don't think that it's counterintuitive to intuitive eating, because you are pausing, you are checking in on your body, you are checking in on your hunger levels, and you are readapting your body. So start with a routine, okay? Some eating times, again, whatever works best for you, if that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a couple snacks, or maybe it's more frequent, smaller meals. You can determine how you want to do that. You have that freedom, by the way. No one's making us do breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can do it however you want. Also, you can switch those around. And if you want to eat dinner for breakfast, you can do that. You know, we have permission. Another thing I wanted to mention, I used the phrase early in the journey, but again, this could come up at any point. If you have anxiety about grocery stores, grocery shopping, it's common, it's normal. It can feel very overwhelming. It can feel overstimulating. It can feel triggering. I would recommend that you do a grocery order online, and you don't have to pay for delivery. You can pull up and pick it up. There's lots of conveniences in 2026 that we can take advantage of, and you can, rather than having to go expose yourself to that environment, and maybe you'll get there. You don't have to do this forever. I would recommend that at some point you engage in exposure to it, but until you're ready for that, do an online order, okay? And then the third thing I want to mention briefly is comparisons. Comparison is the thief of joy. So we can compare our journey to other people's journey. We can compare ourselves to ourselves. That sounds strange, doesn't it? But we do. We compare our current self to our old self, and then other people. So I would encourage you to be mindful of that and work on that cognitive restructuring. And I just posted this. I have a talk on cognitive restructuring. It's in 3 parts, and I'm actually getting ready to re-record it right now. So it will be in 1 part. And you can find that on Insight Timer, and there will be a video as well as an audio version. Thank you so much for watching. Follow along.